We're going to pick up on number 10 here, midpoint. And remember, midpoint is given to you up here on the formula chart that I said you're going to get. You don't have to have this memorized. This is what you're using. So you have the formula. I even put a picture here that shows midpoint is the middle of the segment. Okay, you could count horizontally and vertically, and then just count halfway. Okay, whatever that distance is. In this example, that's 3 across, so I'd go over 1.5. Okay, and whatever it is vertically, you'd go down half of that, and that gets you to the middle. Okay, so when we're doing midpoint, we can use the formula, or you can plot the points. You'll have a piece of graph paper on the back of your scratch paper is a coordinate grid. So if you prefer plotting points, you can definitely do it that way as well. Okay, but I'm just going to use the formula here. Remember, it's the average of the x's and the y's. And you can type this into Desmos exactly like this. Okay, with the parentheses and with the comma, okay, and the fractions. And then you simply plug in your x's. So my x's are 6 and 2. So it'll be 6 plus 2, because the formula is a plus. Okay, and then your y's are -1 and -5. So if you type that into Desmos, just exactly like that, it will do the work for you. Let me remind you, show you. Okay, so if I type this in, 6 plus 2 over 2, and I put a comma and another fraction, and I do -1 plus -5 over 2. Look, it tells me what it is. 4 -3. That's it. I'm done. I didn't even have to calculate anything. Desmos did it for me. Okay, now distance, again, you don't have to memorize the formula. It's also on the formula chart. Okay, so you can do the same thing and plug in your x's and y's into the distance formula, or you can plot the points. I'm going to do this one with the formula and 12 plotting points. Okay, so remember the formula. It's the square root and then it's you pick your x's, and it doesn't matter which is x1 and which is x2 as long as you're consistent. So if I do the 5 and then the -3, I have to do my y's in that same order. I have to do the -2 and then the 4. But I could reverse that as long as I reversed both of them, right? So then in Desmos, it will do the work for you again. You just have to type it in exactly like that. So you've got your square root, and then your parenthesis, 5 minus -3. It's okay, you'll have a double negative sometimes. Squared plus, new set of parentheses, -2 minus 4, close parentheses, squared. And there it is. It's 10. So I didn't have to do any fancy calculating. The calculator did it for me. The distance is 10. Okay, now, if it was a decimal, it said to round. That one wasn't a decimal, so I didn't need to round. But remember your place value if you do round. 10th is one place after the decimal. Okay, now in 12, I can do this graphically. It says find the distance between G and H. So if you plot your points, you can simply count your horizontal distance and your vertical distance. So what is that horizontal distance in red? How many apart are those? 2. The vertical distance in blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then, and this is here, right here on the formula chart. Okay, the A and the B are the vertical and horizontal distance. You can just plug them in like this. Okay, it makes it a little bit easier. It's a little bit less to type in your calculator. You just plug in that vertical and horizontal distance. So we're just going to do 2 squared plus 6 squared under the square root. Now this one is a decimal. It says round to the nearest tenth. So the 3 is in the 10th spot, but I always look one to the right to see if I should round up. I don't. You would only round up if it was a 5 or higher. So this is going to stay a 3. So 6.3. I'm sorry? No, that just means approximately. You're not going to have to type that in your test or anything. All right. Now, using the formula when they're letters is just practicing plugging in. The calculator's not going to do this for you. It's just practicing. Do I know where to plug everything in? So it's the same formula that I just used. Okay, same thing for midpoint. It's the same formula I just used. And I'm just going to plug things in. Now, this time they do give it to me J and then K. So I'm going to treat that as X1 and X2. So remember X2 and then X1. And then that's Y1 and Y2. So Y2 is D and Y1 is B. And that's it. That's your answer. It's just, do you know where to put the letters? Okay. Now down here, same thing. My Y2, I'm just doing that first because I still have the blue pen. So Y1 and Y2, so that's A and -3 here. And then your X's, -2 and B here. Does that make sense? It's just, do I know where to plug things in? You don't actually have to calculate on those. Okay, just do I know how to plug into a formula? That's all it's testing. Okay, I'm going to stop this video here.